Hey guys, so I've been riding this Road Glide around that you see back here over the weekend, having a blast. I thought I'd do a quick walk around, tell you a little bit about the bike, some of the features on the bike I like, some I don't like, some of the things that I want to change, maybe if I were to get the Road Glide. So let's take a look at this. So this is a 2019 Road Glide. This is the standard version, just the baseline, non-special version of the Road Glide. Ignore the piece of hanging meat over there because he doesn't come with the bike. I had a blast with the bike. Absolutely had a blast. I think that most of the stuff on this bike is actually stock. There's a lot to love about this bike, but there are two things on this bike that for me are just kind of like, not gonna happen. So let's talk about those two things first, and then spend the rest of the time talking about how awesome the Road Glide is. The first of the no bueno items for me are these bars. I don't know honestly who they were designing these bars for. If the thought was, you know, just get a basic set of bars that most people would be happy with, but you know, most people are probably going to change up bars, then let's go with these. I don't know who that person is they made those for. Let me get on the bike and I'll show you kind of the problem here. So if you look at, how am I going to do this? Let me straighten up the bike. So if you look at these handlebars, they pull back in a weird angle, and then you can see this. See my hand? Your wrist is like cocked out this way. It's hugely uncomfortable. Hugely uncomfortable. As far as steering the bike, you can still get plenty of input in the bars, but this, you know, after hours, it's unnatural because your wrist is cocked out and you're rolling back this way on the throttle. So that's definitely something that that I would have to change if I were to get a Road Glide, and I would probably have to change those before I even took possession of the bike, or find a used one that had better bars. I mean, I think those, I think, what are they, Factory 47s are the ones that I think Greg has on his bike, and they look amazing. They come up, they're higher. I need about 4 inches more height on these. Those factory, I think they're Factory 47s. I'll put the name up here if it's different than that. But they're also more straight out, so that your wrist is in a more natural position. You know, like if this were the front, this would be cool, right? It's like a 45-degree angle off, yeah. So it puts you more in a natural, the others put you more in a natural position like that. So that's one thing. Two, holy shit, and this is really kind of one of those things that would be like, you can't have this bike without fixing this, and that's the suspension, both on the front and the rear suspension. The suspension is just shit. I mean, it's absolute shit. I'm pretty sure I can't have babies anymore, and I've got to go to the dentist and get a couple of cracked teeth fixed because this suspension is horrible. And I've heard people talk about how bad it is, and I just kind of thought they were exaggerating, but no, that's no exaggeration, especially coming off a Softail. You know, the Fat Bob suspension's really good, and you got that big beefy front tire up front too to help with those inverted forks, and you know, it was quite jaw-jarring the first time that I hit a rough patch of road on this bike. I did not expect it to be that way. So the suspension would have to be fixed. Now the problem for me with the Road Glide is that one of those two things would just be kind of, okay, it's a pain in the ass, but yeah, okay, I'll fix that. But both those things together, I don't know. it's unfortunate. You would think with this type of a bike, I get the handlebars. Everybody's going to change bars anyway. But with this type of bike made for touring, I just don't understand why they would not put an amazing, awesome suspension on the bike. It doesn't make any sense to me. So those are the two negative things out of the way. So let's talk about all the cool stuff here. This fairing is amazing. Absolutely love it, other than all those bugs that it killed. But it's great. I got caught in a couple of really, well, compared to South Dakota, Minnesota, the crosswinds weren't that bad, but you know, they were fairly bad crosswinds. The bike held true to its line. I didn't get pushed around. The forks didn't go back and forth like my Fat Bob with the Road Warrior, because that's mounted to the forks. Obviously, if you know anything about road glides, you know one of the key things with this fairing is that it's mounted to the frame, so it stays straight. That's really cool. What I didn't like about the setup here with the fairing and the gauges is the all the chrome and the bright shit, right? I mean, all that really needs to be darkened out. The problem I had with that is when the sun was behind me, I would get glare, you know, light coming right back into my face mask, like pow, right into my visor, and just kind of blow up my vision. So that would have to, you know, I would definitely go with blacking out the gauges. And I've noticed on the Special, even the trim around there is chrome. Don't think I like that either, but I would probably have to blacken that out. The seat, I don't know if this is the stock seat or not, but the seat was actually pretty comfortable. No, somebody, if you're familiar with the stock Road Glide, let me know if that's the seat that it comes with or not. But didn't have the backrest with it, but it was still pretty comfortable. I could ride for several hours without having any pain. Bags, awesome. Okay, God, I mean, that's why you get a bagger, right? Bags, it's absolutely incredible. It's nice to be able to lock up those bags, because I've got like my computer gear in this one and some camera gear, you know, so it's nice to be able to lock those up and then go inside and get coffee or whatever, not have to worry about it. If I were to get a Road Glide, I would definitely get a Special blacked out. So all the chrome bits you see here wouldn't be here. Handlebars would be black. All of this would be black, obviously. So that's one difference, I think, that I would, or not difference, but that's you know, one of the things. If I bought it, it would already be blacked out, and I don't think there would be much that I would want to do to the bike other than the two things that I mentioned that have to be fixed, and then heated grips. Like the heated grips are a must, and that would probably be it. And I'm gonna tell you, because everybody's gonna say, well, what about the exhaust? So two things. One, this is a 107. This is a 107. I didn't have a problem with a 107, guys. I really didn't. I know, you know, you get about 10% more of the oomph and the power with a 114. I've got a 114 in my Fat Bob. To me, the 107 is not a killer. It's really not. Of course, if you get the Special, it's going to come with a 114. I don't know, to be honest with you, after riding this all weekend, and then of course spending the last 2.5 years on my Fat Bob with the 114 and all the engine work, I don't think a 107 is a bad deal. I really don't. I'm not sure it's worth paying a premium just to go from a 107 to a 114. Now I'm going to tell you that, but at the same time I'm also going to tell you I would get the 114 because that's just me, right? But I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to. The 107 had a lot of performance here. The exhaust, I don't know if that's a stock exhaust or not. The sound, sounds a little meh, but yeah, I mean, the performance from the engine on this bike was really top notch. You know, I don't think there's much more, because I would get the special and of course everything be blacked out. I don't think there's much more than what we've talked about that I would actually do to a Road Glide if I were to get it. Oh, I'll take it back. So sissy bar, definitely a sissy bar. Higher sissy bar, beefier sissy bar. Don't need the top case stuff because you got the bags. I wouldn't do a tour pack. I would simply go with the tall sissy bar and then a flat rack. I don't like this luggage rack that comes up. I don't know if you can actually see that. It kind of flares up this way. I would just get something flat that I could tie stuff down to. No backrest because Miss Percy will never ride. So I would just probably do with the sissy bar. I'd have, you know, luggage in the back and then luggage up front that I could lean back on when I'm traveling, and that would be kind of it. So I don't know, man. I think it's a cool bike. It's definitely a cool bike. I don't know. What do you guys think? If you've got any questions, let me know below. I might do kind of a, oh, wait a minute. Sorry, one more thing I would do, yeah, is I would do the protection for the bags, the crash bars. And then I think with the special, you already get the chopped lower crash bar. I don't like that big engine guard like that, so I prefer the one that's smaller. It's like half size, but I think that comes with a special now anyway. Oh, boards. God, I keep thinking. I should have like organized my thoughts here. Sorry. So the last thing I'll talk about, the floorboards. I'm a fan of floorboards now. I was not before this weekend, but I am a fan of the floorboards. I would probably adjust these. I don't know if they're adjustable, or I would replace them with some that I could move further up. I don't need all this back here, but I need more up there. Other than that, I mean, these were really comfortable. It was nice to be able to push myself around. If I needed to change position, I think that's one of the ways to really stay comfortable on the ride, is not being locked into one position the whole time. So moving around a little bit with those boards was really nice. So with that, I will say, I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. All in all, Road Glide was nice, man. I understand why people like it. I really do. It's a beautiful bike. You know, it was funny, I got a lot of compliments on the bike. Even though, you know, this isn't my thing. I do think this is a gorgeous bike. I really do. I like the looks, but it's not my thing, right? I don't like all the chrome, and I don't like, why is that aluminum? Is that aluminum? Why is that aluminum? Why does that look different? Why isn't that the same finish all the way up? If you're gonna go aluminum, why don't you go aluminum up here? It just looks really weird. Looks really weird. But anyway, let me know if you got any questions down below that I can answer about the Road Glide or give you an opinion on or whatever. But I would say, you know, this is a good bike. We're going to do a couple more videos and talk a little bit about the ride on the bike, my experience, and then kind of probably a wrap up of what my thought process is at the moment. And then also talk a little bit about why am I even thinking about this? Why? The Fat Bob's awesome. Why would I want to even think about this? We'll talk about that later. You guys have a good one. Peace.